That's okay. You didn't have headphones last week, so
Yes,
it's
I did.
okay. It balances out.
I,
Did you have
yeah,
headphones last week?
yeah,
Did you?
yeah. I've never not.
I thought you didn't.
I
I was
did.
editing too the other
I
day.
did.
Oh.
Well, welcome,
Yeah, welcome to Spirit Café Sessions. As we try to remember last week's episode.
which was just recorded a few days ago.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. It's not my fault though. I have lack of sleep from a deadline, but I'm and we'll be catching up on my sleep this
Your own
weekend.
lack of sleep, though.
Yeah, because of my poor planning. You're absolutely right. So that's why I'm like, nope, I'm not going to complain because it was my fault.
Right, 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 right,
Anyway,
right. Perfect, perfect.
anyway.
Well,
And I'm drinking chamomile teas. It's probably the worst thing to drink, but it's just tastes so good.
it's all right. So, welcome to Spirit Cafe Sessions with
Nikki.
and still Kim.
Oh, I forgot to say just Nikki again. That's the second week in a row. All right. This episode is one I thought, I'll be honest, Kim, I thought that we did this one.
I don't think we did.
Clearly we didn't. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, because this one might not be the full hour, I feel like we might have to do a two-parter for this one, which is fine. We will do that. Because this one is going to be a big one that I think a lot of people are going to like. And our episode this week is Soulmates, Twin Flames, and Karmic
Yeah,
relationships.
karmic connections. Because
Karmic,
relationships, I think a lot of people will just assume that it's always going to be romantic. So these aren't necessary.
there.
We'll talk about it. So,
Yeah.
yes.
The tarot card, Ten of Wands.
Oh, and what is that?
Which makes sense because I believe that we are inching closer to a full moon. It
Mm.
is a blue moon. We've got two full moons in 1 month in May, so the energy is a little bit weird, a little bit hectic, a little bit intense. So this week you guys might find yourselves feeling very stressed out and overburdened with a situation in your life, feeling at wit's end, feeling as if you want to, rip your hair out kind of situation. Be careful though, because the Ten of Wands comes out, and it's usually just a forewarning of be careful the direction you're going because you might burn out. And burnout is not fun. And it's not what a lot of people suspect it is. So for some of you, you might already be there. If you think you're there, look into it, and take the rest that you need because you don't need to be feeling so overwhelmed and out of sorts as we close off May with a super, super blue full moon. All right?
All right. So, we are going to talk about something that's everywhere you go. It's like almost like a
Ram down your
what do
throat.
they call it? Like a catchphrase now, or sometimes there's things that just happen, and I don't.
It's romanticized.
It
It's very
is.
romantic. All three of these things, and they should not be romanticized because that is not what any of these things are about.
Yeah, especially considering when people romanticize them, it makes people even more crazy because they're thinking there's something wrong with them. So,
Yeah.
yes. So, I guess first of all, maybe we will talk about.
What they are, the difference of them, quickly.
Sure. So, let's start with the karmic. You don't want to start with the karmic? We will start with the
Yeah, we'll
karmic.
start with the karmic. Start with the karmic. Karmics. Those are usually very intense relationships that connections you have with people. Karmic relationships do not have to be romantic. Neither do soulmate relationships. I have more soulmates that are platonic than romantic. I love it that way. I'll be honest. Kim is a soulmate, for example. Karmics can be romantic, they can be platonic, they can be professional, they can be somebody in your family. That's what it is. The one thing I don't agree with is there's a story out there, not a story, a theory out there that karmic relationships, they're intense, you learn that lesson, you move on. No, there's a lot of karmic relationships in your life that will filter in and out of your life, especially if it has to do with a family
Yeah.
member, a child, a spouse, of course. And they'll always be filtering in and out. But listen, if you are in a connection with someone, again, platonic, romantic, whatever, and you have wounds popping up over and over and over again, attachments that you can't explain popping up over and over again. The biggest attachment issues you will find yourself having with a karmic is you will constantly feel that you need to chase them and that you need to always be the savior in a sense, right? I mean, same could be said for twin flames though in a divine feminine, right? Because we have savior complex. That's a lot of women have savior complex. That's not our fault,
No.
by the way.
No.
But we've got it. So Karmic relationships tend to pull people kind of in cycles, which can be quite negative and toxic. But they're in our lives to learn lessons that always have to do with us
Yeah.
and ourselves, right?
And they're kind of, they can be misconstrued. A lot of times people think that it is like a twin flame, and then that's where people are like, oh, it's a false twin flame. There's no such thing as a false twin flame, but
No, it's
it's
a
a
karmic.
karmic. So I
Yep,
think it's
sure.
there at some level trying to work it, and it's really honestly so many of there's so many explanations for these things. Like there's so many people who have so many ideas. So really, what it is when you come across this, go with what resonates with you, because nobody can tell you what to think and do. But the karmics, those ones are tough because they really do push you. They really do.
Oh yeah,
They
they do.
trip you up. They can be very toxic. Um, I personally don't find them to be of, in my opinion, you might have a different one, but I don't believe that they're in true pure love. They're not in unconditional love. Um, they can
No,
feel
no, no,
like
no.
it, because you can feel like it is, but there's the gaslighting, there's the love
I
bombing.
find that one side of them usually has the unconditional love, and the other, it's not. It's not. They can't.
Hmm.
Like that's what I find quite a lot is a lot of karmic relationships. There's one that is like unloading the unconditional love, and the other that's like, whoa, 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 get away from me. Because you're right. It's can be it causes a lot of suffering. It can. The inconsistency, can
Well,
oof.
because they just make you question, and like, my God,
Yeah.
life is tough as it is, right? So start throwing in
Yeah.
these kind of things, and not knowing what they mean. But with the karmics, yeah, if you find yourself in a karmic relationship, give yourself a little bit of like a little bit of
Yeah.
grace.
Yeah. We've all
And
been in them.
yeah, and there's nothing, you're not wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything to deserve it. It's just this wonderful, wonderful spirit world that likes to push you because you've already chosen these things. So here you go. And
Yeah.
if you kind of want to talk or know more about relationships at a level when before you come here, uh, you can go revisit the episode "The Soul in the Cavern" that we did, and it talks about how you pick the people who are going to be in your life to learn your lessons.
Yeah. 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 You need, and this might sound, in a way counterproductive to some of you, but you need karmic relationships in your life. You need them because they are the ones that push you to grow, and they are the ones that push you to excel and work through those wounds and work through, breaking those toxic patterns, whether it's your own toxic pattern or one that runs in your family, because there's a lot of karmic connections that pop up in your life when you are repeating the same cycle as perhaps a parent or perhaps a grandparent that you need to break, right? Generational trauma, as they say. So to be honest, you kind of need karmic relationships. They suck. We've all had them. Kim and I have went through them. They suck. They're the
Yep.
worst. Okay. But you do need them. As awful as it sounds, you do need them. I did find some good examples of karmic relationships, which I thought was pretty funny. My favorite twin flame relationship, alleged twin flame relationship. I'll talk about in a bit, but karmic relationships. Britney Spears and Kevin Federline is a prime example. Big example of what is a karmic relationship, and what has always been quite, some people say that I'm gonna just throw out there Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have a karmic relationship. Yeah, or they're twin flames. I do not believe they're soulmates. They're either one of the two, and that's the interesting thing because a lot of people, like Kim said, they will have trouble differentiating between a karmic relationship and a twin flame
Yeah.
because of the intensity, but it's two different types of intensity. So it's very interesting because someone like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, are they karmic or are they twin flame? Only they could know, but based on evidence
Yeah.
as to what we see anyway.
Well, absolutely. So, and then you look at Ben Affleck and the other Jennifer Garner.
Garner.
That is, I believe that's a soulmate, right?
Soulmate. Yep.
He's hurt her, there's things, but they're still connected. There's still like something there
That bond
that
is
keeps
there.
them together. So, at some level.
Hmm.
which is great because they have children together. So that's
Yeah.
very nice that that can happen.
And she's helped him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like been his. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you're probably have experienced one. You might be in one now. If you're not sure if you're in one, do your due diligence. You can you can research. There's so many articles about them out there that you can have a quick look at. Think about what Kim and I just said. At the end of the day, guys, only you will know if you're in a karmic, a soulmate connection, or a twin flame connection. Only you can know with 100% certainty. But I'm going to tell you something. You know.
Yeah.
You know. And if you're questioning, then you're not. Because I cannot, like I'm telling you, you know when you're with a soulmate, when you're with your twin, and when you're in a karmic. You just know.
Yeah,
You just know.
absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
let's talk about
Soulmate.
soulmates.
Yeah.
So soulmates, those are these people that you meet, you feel a bond. There's usually some kind of a connection that, is just something mutual.
Unexplainable.
Yeah. And not, I don't think everybody's gonna be, sunshine and rainbows, but um, you just have a love for people or for someone, and it doesn't matter if they're, like however they are, romantic, not romantic, like whatever, just like friends, whatever.
Yeah.
People can have it with, like, maybe like a grandparent or whatever, but your soulmates are
Oh, for
are
sure.
is your soul group who are there to support you and to be there
Yep.
with you, and to, they show up in your life a lot of times just out of the blue. And they make it better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my
There's like there's a safety to them. You feel safe.
Mhm.
You feel safe. You're okay to be vulnerable. Maybe not right away, but you know that with time you'll be able to. Some people say they feel familiarity to it, which is fair. Um, I find that soulmates tend to understand you almost on the same level as a twin can, in a little bit of a different way. But usually, a soulmate and you will get, I find, what the other is saying. Even you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if there's babbling,
Yeah.
or even if there's nothing but eye contact, it's
You could almost like finish each other's
special.
sentences, or,
Yes.
or I don't know, you start talking and then you're like, wait a minute, that was a question. Um,
Yeah. 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 Exactly. That's if you've listened to our past episodes. Perfect example is whenever Kim jumps ahead of me energetically and starts answering a question before I even say it, or jumps ahead and starts talking about something I was just about to talk to.
yes. And
Perfect
we met
example.
out of the blue, and
Yeah. And that's how it happens.
very strangely, like, I don't normally start friendships the way we started a friendship. So,
Yeah.
and how we just kept coming back. So that was very kind of neat.
Yeah.
So, um,
Soulmates help you evolve. I find they help you evolve, in a different way than karmics do. Do you know they evolve? Like a lot of the time, I find that soulmates they evolve with you.
yeah,
They move with you.
yeah.
You're each other's strength. You're each other's. You're each other's like power, kind of. Yeah, they help us heal. I also find a lot of soulmates help us heal and help us understand the past stuff that we went through.
And a lot of
Whether
it's
it's through
because they did too.
exactly. I was just going to say whether it's because they went through it, or whether it's because, like you're witnessing them going through the same thing that you once went through. There is recognition there, which, I love.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I think it's a very special connection to have. Um, yeah.
you know who I think are
Hmm.
soulmates? I think Michelle and Barack Obama.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think that they're
Yeah, they
soulmates.
seem to
I
be
think that they're
very,
soulmates.
very good together.
Yeah, yeah. And June and Johnny Cash, just because I rewatched Walk the Line while I was working the other
I
day.
think they were a bit more twin flames.
Do you?
Hmm.
So the reason I don't know though, you know what? I don't. The reason why I don't think they're twin flames is because they weren't on and off in the way that my favorite well, couple that I think are twin flames were on and off. John and June did have the intensity, but they stayed married, and she definitely healed him. We all know she healed him. Whether you know the history or whether you've watched the movie, you know that she healed him. I do think that they were like they supported each other quite a lot,
Yeah. And it could also
and they
be
were all
like Ozzy and Sharon.
100% soulmates. Yeah,
you know?
Definitely. I agree. Definitely.
And that's not to say, like, when you kind of think that there's these people and they have their demons and stuff like that, you know, that if you're in a soulmate connection, you should accept any type of abuse, whether they're, you know, cheating on you or whatever. Like, that's just because they're a soulmate doesn't mean that that's acceptable. And it also doesn't mean that that's not going to happen, because it's life and stuff can happen.
People are human. They're
Yeah.
human. People are human. They're going to act foolish. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to do stupid things. Um, absolutely. And never should you stay with someone who treats you that way, by the way, FYI.
No, no, no.
Whether they're your soulmate, your twin, karmic, whoever they are, don't do that. Just don't do that.
No.
It's never worth it. The thing that all these connections have in common, all three of them, is that love is not enough. Respect, boundaries, staying graceful. And when I say staying graceful, I don't mean like, like bouncing a book on the top of your head.
Yeah.
I'm talking about giving them grace and giving yourself grace.
Yeah.
Love is not
No.
enough for any of these type of connections. Love is not enough for any connection in your life. I think that most people do agree with that and do understand that now more than they ever have. So if you're in one of those connections where you think you're with your soulmate, but your soulmate is treating you quite unpleasantly because of some, demons that they might have, some trauma, please don't accept it. Especially if it puts you at harm's way.
Emotional maturity, emotional intelligence is very like, you need to learn that. I don't think, most of us who kind of find these like such strong dynamics, we don't know how to work that, right? So this is all kind of teaching us how to love and how to have unconditional love, and the main thing that I believe that these are trying to teach you is self-love.
Yes. Always. Yes, of
You know,
course. Yeah. That's the biggest lesson in all three. Yeah.
you know, and too many people are like, oh, well, if I could just, if they would just love me, or we could just get together, I'd be so happy. Well, no, you wouldn't, because you're not happy by yourself.
I had that discussion with someone today.
Did you?
It's funny.
Go
I did.
figure.
I yelled. Yeah, I did yell. I yelled via text. And I said, everybody is you pushed out. You know that. It is very true. So if this person is treating you in a way that they are treating you, ask yourself how you're treating yourself that way, because there's something missing there. Because if you're allowing that person to treat you this way, that means there's something there within you that you haven't fixed, that you've got to fix, so that nobody treats you that way again, and that you don't accept to treat you that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember that. Everyone's you pushed out.
Yeah, it's not cool to allow that. People are just too many people put their well-being on other people's heads or hands,
Validation.
or backs, or whatever you want to say. Like, no one is going to make you happy unless you, as a soul single unit, spirit that you are, you're not gonna.
100%. 100%. You have to work at making yourself happy in any of these connections. And sometimes that does mean separating from the connection. And that's okay, because I'm going to tell you something. I find, especially with soulmates and always with twins, when you separate because energetically woof, and then you heal separately, and then you come back even stronger. Always, always, always. So if you're in separation with a soulmate, or that who you believe is a soulmate, which, by the way, we've got more than one soulmate, so please don't start yammering about one. There's not one soulmate. God is not that cruel. She would never do that to anybody. One twin, yes. One soulmate, no, she would not. That's mean, and she's not mean. So you've got more than one soulmate out there. If you lose one, trust me, you're going to find another one. Things will align to bring you to the one that's on your frequency.
But you also got to realize, also, as Nikki says, frequency, you got to know that if you are not energetically at the same vibrations, it's going to be hard to hold it together. So a lot of times, one person is just, some people you can't, right? Some people are just happier being pissed off. I don't know, or being grumpy, right? Like,
yeah, being poopy.
But a lot of it is because they never had that experience where they feel love, where they've had, like, where that unconditional love is. Like, it's a tough thing. And it can be really scary to make yourself so vulnerable as to allow that to come in.
Yeah.
And if your history is so bad, like it's going to take a long time for you to finally get essentially knocked on the head and like get over it, in the nicest way, in the nicest
No,
possible
it's
way.
true though.
You know, if you allow yourself to be happy, you're going to be able to be happy, right? Like just
Yeah.
as
No.
these people, but
Okay.
too many people, it's safe. There's safety in being miserable because that's what they know. There's safety in um, having that burden
Negativity.
keeping people away, right?
Yeah.
Nobody approaches you. You can sit at home by yourself and like the little hermit, and be a grumpy bum. And
Yeah.
even though there's somebody who loves you like tremendously and with all their heart and maybe has like unconditional love for you, you're not ready to accept it because it actually hurts you. And
It's threatening.
so there's this one thing that I think it's absolutely, oh, it's in a way it's beautiful, but it really pushes like the fact um of the intensity. So I saw something a few years ago. It was probably around the time I got my children. And it said, why don't like foster kids or, children in care and stuff like that, um, you know, why don't they seem to want to be loved? Why are they so, angry? Why are they so combative? Why can they not let somebody love them? Because they've all
Okay.
these people, they go these families just want to love them and help them. And so they said, well, when you think, you go outside and it's cold outside, and then you come back in and you run yourself a bath and it's warm water. When you stick your feet into that water, it
Stings.
burns, it hurts, and it takes a while for it to not do that. And it's not because it's super hot, but it's such a change from what you're used to. And that's what that is. Like, that's why. So
That's true.
that's what they have to do. So when you kind of feel like you're in that kind of a situation, try to put that analogy and look and go, okay, this is what's going on. And it can really help you, um, in a way, like forgive or
Yes.
um, know that the person that you love just like they do love you. It hurts them too much.
Yeah. And it's a thing. That's a thing. As somebody who has lots of clients, I can tell you that what Kim just said is a very, very true thing. I cannot tell you how many clients, especially males, calling them out again. There's only a couple that listen to this podcast anyway, that feel that towards somebody that they have undying love for, and they will just sit there in these feelings, and they will just not pursue this person, but they'll think about this person every day. And they reach for the phone and they type the message and they block and unblock on the profile. I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you. So Kim's very right. And it wasn't until I started to publicly do tarot readings that I realized, especially for masculines, and I'm going to call masculine energy out because it is masculine energy, majority of it, how damaged they are in the sense that they do not feel that they can be vulnerable, that they do not feel that they can be that because they're not supposed to. Supposed to being the key word here. And now how so many feminine feminines, divine feminines as I call them, but people in feminine energy are now thinking along those lines, are now moving into the masculine energy of that. No, I don't have time to be vulnerable. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. No, no, I can't be vulnerable because then that's gonna chase him away. That's gonna make him. Whoa, what happened? That with that all of a sudden emotions are just oh my god, it's like we're vampires and the emotions are the sun here. I don't know what happened. I know what happened. Social media happened,
Yeah, social media is the
but
downfall of
it's
all.
yeah, it's ridiculous. So Kim's right. So when we give that to somebody who's not ready, they run for the hills because we're threatening, but we're not
And it's
threatening.
not because they don't love you, it's because they love you too much and they don't know how to reconcile it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I guess then we could turn into twin flames.
Twin flames,
Holy hell.
big topic, very misconstrued. I don't know how it got, I think it got misconstrued over the last 10 to so years when I discovered what twin flames were. It would be 8 years ago when I met my twin. And I didn't understand what it was or why I had such an intense connection with him. He knew, I didn't. But twin flames is it's somebody who mirrors almost everything within you.
And so
Your wounds,
whether it's the
your yeah,
worst, the best, and
I
it's
was
in
gonna say.
intense. It's a combination of deep love and pain.
Yes. Yeah. And there is a very big debate over where twin flames always end up together. I love that analogy as a, writer. I love that. Do I believe that's true? I absolutely don't. I believe that it is based on the lessons you have when you come here. It is based on energy and frequency. Do I believe some twin flames up together? Absolutely. Absolutely. But do I believe a lot of twin flames go through what Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton did, who I absolutely love and I'm obsessed with them? Yes. Those two are the perfect example of what I'm pretty sure was a twin flame couple. Of course, they would be the only ones that know that. But if you know their story and their story is just absolutely phenomenal and heartbreaking and just, oh my God, I love their story so
So
much.
even in Puerto Vallarta, right? Puerto Vallarta is where they lived,
Yeah.
and they had their houses, and they had like over the walk or the
Yep.
alley. There's like a thing to the houses,
Yep.
right? So they were there,
Yep.
and no, I am of the belief that you only have, well, I know that you only have one twin flame. People will tell
You
you,
only have one.
they'll say, oh,
Yeah.
no, they're just a false twin. No, 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 no. Um,
That's a karmic.
yeah,
False twin flames are
you
karmics,
only
people.
have one twin flame, and you've been together, in my opinion, in many lifetimes.
Oh
And
yeah. Of
when you
course, yeah.
meet, it's like a like your soul
Recognition.
recognizes them. It's like this intense feeling that you don't even understand. Um,
Well, twin flames is one soul split in half. That's it. That's why the mirroring effect is so strong. That's why thought transmission is so strong with twin flames, stronger than anyone. That's why you will just know what your twin flame is going through without reaching for a tarot deck, without going to a medium, without you just know. And then you find out that you were right, however you find out, because the universe will always show you, of course, always show you that you were right at one point or another. And that's it. That's because it's so intense, because they're your half. That's it. They're your
and
half.
then there's the run and chase. So one will get be okay right at first, and then like, be together, and then they'll just like freak out.
Yeah.
I don't even think they know why. They just freak out. They say no. And then you got the other one that's like, can't even bear to be separated from them. So it's like the runner and the chase. And it's like that energy push and pull. And it can drive you absolutely flipping nuts.
For a lot of people, you'll meet your twin flame and have your very first spiritual awakening.
Yes. And that's what
For a
it
little
will
bit.
prompt it. Um, absolutely.
And that one
Yeah.
sucks.
That
You
one.
literally think you're going nuts.
Yeah, you think you're going nuts, you think you're having an existential crisis. You have no idea what's going on. And that leads into like I never pronounce it right. Kundalini, you
Yes,
know,
Kundalini
there's
awakening.
like that, and like that is like intense. You'll think that
Hmm.
there's something wrong with you. You'll feel I don't know if everybody feels this, but I do know that, you have like, feels like liquid searing up and down your spine, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's hot. It's like
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like you're just like, "Oh my god, do I need to go to the doctor? Because something's really wrong." And you're kind of
yeah.
wondering if you are having some serious health problems as well, right? Um,
Yes, that does happen.
it's
Because yeah,
intense. So, if you do think that you possibly have met your twin flame, and you have chest palpitations, any health, anything health related, don't just say, "Oh, this is just this." Please go to the flippin' doctor right
yeah, go
away
first.
and make sure
Mhm.
that you are good. Don't
Yeah,
just push anything off. I don't care what it is, for anything,
please
because
don't.
um, I think too many people could in a way, because so many people, you're terrified of something wrong, right? So many people would use it as an excuse not to find out, right? Like how many people are like, oh, I don't want to know, I don't want to know. No, you want to know, because if you find out, you'll know, right? And it could at
Yeah.
least help you with what's going on in your head, because there's
Yes.
so many other things. And like, because you're in the same energy field. So know though that like a lot of these feelings you're getting, they're going to get as well.
You will see patterns in your twin's life will match the patterns in your life or the patterns that you're about to experience. That's something that goes under the radar. So there is also usually I'll be an age gap between twin flames. There is usually an age gap, and it's usually anywhere 5+ years. Kind of, it doesn't have to be, but most of the time it is. And then you'll see that the patterns that you start going through, if your twin is older, my twin's older than me. The patterns I'm going through now, right now at the age of 38 and 39, were the same patterns that he went through at 38 and 39. And somebody had told me this a long time ago, that twin flames, we follow a pattern. And I forgot about it until I started realizing, oh my God, he went through this. Holy crap, he went through this. What the hell? Whoa, he went through this at this age. It's weird. But that's what I mean. Those are the things that are unexplainable. Those are the things that can give you evidence. You know what this is my twin.
You also have very similar in here, your eyes. You'll have
Yes.
similar features. Um, you'll feel like you'll be going through your day, and it'll be like, how, like, I don't have to pretend, right? Like when you're in it, you don't have to pretend who you are. It's like you can just, it's like you're together. It's like you have the same likes and dislikes, and you're very similar in your
Mhm.
personalities, and it when it's good, it's really flipping good
Mhm. Yeah.
until somebody
No, it
freaks
is.
out.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Until someone
And
freaks out
yes,
and
usually
runs.
it's masculine. Usually it's the masculine. Um, Usually it's the masculine. Usually it's the male. And I'm saying male because I'm very masculine. I have more masculine energy. I move by masculine energy. I don't very much so move by feminine. No, that's not true. I actually have this year and last year I'm more feminine than masculine. But at that time I was more masculine energy, and my twin flame was still the runner, which was very interesting to me. But if you think you're in a twin flame, do yourself a favor. Do not chase. Don't do that to yourself, because you're going to be doing it for a while.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time, how can I heal? How can I be my twin flame? The same way that you can heal any relationship in your life that Kim just talked about. Fix yourself. Heal yourself. Know that they love you and you're going to be together with them, and move on over and keep on going. Keep going. I cannot tell you how many times people start working on themselves and their twin flame in quotations or soulmate in quotations comes rushing back to them because they don't need them. They want them, they love them, they know they're going to be together, but they don't need them. They focus on themselves. They are in a way naturally detaching, not in a way that they don't want them, by the way. It's a different kind of detachment, and the person comes back immediately. But we don't do that. We chase, we chase, we chase. I did it. We chase, we chase, we chase. That will have the person run away. It will. It's never it is never fails. I see it all the time. They will run. They will run. They will run. Now, I do have some clients where it's opposite, where the runner is the lady in the relationship and the chaser is the masculine. It does happen. These things tend to not, they don't really have rules. There's just signs, patterns that a lot of them share, but there are no
Yeah,
rules.
you'll start seeing, and it's
Yeah.
all part of the spiritual awakening. You'll start seeing numbers,
Yep.
patterns,
Yeah.
like a lot of pattern recognition. And also, it doesn't have to be romantic. Not all twin flames are romantic. And also know that
That's
it's
true.
not
You know what?
just
Because me and my twin.
opposite sex. Like there can be you can be same sex relationship as well.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Um, it's true though, because me and my twin, we were romantic, and we're not romantic now, and I don't want to be romantic, and we're never going to be romantic again. I even know this, but he's my person. He's my person. He's my best friend. He knows everything. I go to him for everything above anyone else, always. That it's never going to change. In 8 years, it hasn't changed, and it's not going to change. So you don't have to end up with your twin flame, because that's what's out there. Every twin flame ends up together. No, they don't. If you want to, yes. But if you don't want to, and you'd like to be with a soulmate, because we'll be honest, soulmate energy is a whole lot easier
Yeah.
than go with a soulmate. But Kim's right. There's no actual rules. And that's what I hate about what I read about twin flames. Twin flames this, twin flames, no. Twin flames have similarities. Look at the patterns, but they do not all fit the same mold. They do not. Like there's a theory out there that there's only 100,044 twin flames out there. And the number 44 correlates with twin flames. Now, I started to see the number 44 before I knew what a twin flame was or I met mine. So the number 44 for me is really big. But I do not believe that there is only that many twin flames out there. I think that's silliness and that's foolishness to believe that. There's not. There are theories where everybody is a twin flame.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, the theory I think is everyone's a twin flame, but they don't activate at certain times. Maybe, I don't know. I never really thought about that theory. Maybe, I don't know. I never gave that theory thought, like I said. But I don't, I do 100% believe that you do not have to end up with your twin flame, especially in a romantic aspect. Nope.
And just because we say, like, well, I said twin flames, like you've been through many lives with them. You also have been through other lives with your soulmates as well, right?
Oh, 100%.
So don't think, oh, okay, well, then we haven't. No, you have been. It's just the type of relationship and how your soul connects with these people. Like the intensity, like there will be, if you're a twin flame, like you'll know, like there'll be a point where you'll like look at them and you'll get like catch eye contact and it'll be like, it'll shake you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very true. So when people come to me, and some of you who are listening, you come to me and you ask me, Nikki, can you tell me if it's a soulmate or twin flame? First of all, I can pick up on soulmate energy. I will never ever try to tap in on twin flame energy ever, because that's sacred. That is your thing. That's the thing with twin flame energy. It is sacred. It is something for you and something for them. And it should not involve anybody's interference, readers or no readers. It's your thing. It's your beautiful thing. And you should keep it that, because even with the trials and the tribulations, as Kim knows, or some of you listeners know, it gets insane and intense and you feel like you're going to end up in the funny farm. It's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Well, and in the separation, like you will just literally feel like you're dying.
Maybe we should touch a little bit on the separation, because so many of them get stuck in that, and we know how intense it is and scary and heartbreaking. Before we end the episode, maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Separation sucks.
With no contact. That's the worst. That's the worst. There are some people who've been in no contact with their twin for months, years. I chose no contact with my twin for 8 months because we needed that. I knew we needed it. And, now, I mean, if I don't hear from him in a week, I start to panic for a different reason. But separation with a twin is, my God, I feel like one of the hardest things that you could go through with a connection of that level. Not one of the hardest things you can go through in life, because there's harder things, of course, but with a connection, one of the hardest things you can go through is a separation with your twin, because you know that they feel so much for you and so intensely. They feel exactly like you feel, but it's fear. It's always fear / the ego.
But if there are worse things, than that, at the time, you will think it's the worst thing ever.
Yes.
Like
and that's okay.
Okay. That's how it is. Don't think, oh, I'm weak, I'm this or that. No, like this is because also at the same time, you're also going through a spiritual awakening, which is breaking down your ego. And this whole, you're breaking that to do in the twin flame relationship, you're breaking out of your ego. You're breaking out because your ego makes you, have to make sure you look good and have to make sure everybody, likes you and everything's good. And, there's nothing like, you got to break out of that so you don't give a crap.
Yeah, no, it's true. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Another thing actually that a lot of people misconstrue when it comes to twin flames is exactly that. Separation. It's hard to tell people not to chase when they're in separation because it's human nature. It is. If this is hitting a chord with you and you know that you're chasing your twin and he's blocked you and deleted your number and he's with someone else or whatever's going on in your world, the way that you feel is very normal, and thousands and thousands of people have went through it. Thousands, millions of people have went through it, I should say, feeling that kind of separation from your twin. The easiest way to end separation, I'll tell you this right now. And this like I said, I believe because I've seen it, I've went through it. Stop chasing, number one. Number two, heal yourself. Because if you are the feminine energy in the connection, you spiritually lead the way. If you can spiritually elevate. But yeah, elevate. If you can elevate yourself, thank you, Cam, to a higher frequency where you're supposed to be, they will catch up.
Yeah.
They will catch up. Some of it could be slowly, because if they've got an ego and they've got demons to battle, it might take a year or so, but they will catch up. They will catch up. But the feminine energy, I do believe, leads the way, especially spiritually.
And someday soon, then we will talk about Sophia, because that's another level I've been learning about, and it's pretty cool. So once you reach Sophia, it's a new thing.
Well, we'll do a second parter on this since we can't do the full hour for this episode. But we'll do a second part on soulmates and twin flames and karmics, because I know that a lot of people would be open to asking me and Kim a bunch of questions about these connections. So maybe what we'll do next week is we'll continue the episode and we'll do it answering your guys' questions about twin flames and karmics and soulmates. And if you want to tell us a little bit of a story, please feel free. Don't feel obligated. But if you do, maybe it's something that we can do and then talk about Sophia.
And yeah, we can definitely do that. And I want to say that today, this episode is our 40th episode. So this is the
oh my God,
40th week that we'll be releasing a episode. So that's almost like 40 hours of us. So if you're still listening, thank you.
It's like 80 hours of me and you struggling with the other platform.
Gosh, the other platforms are brutal. Like, this is like night and day. It just
technically this is like episode 44 because
I think more than 44. My gosh,
4.
there were ones that I think we had to record like 4 times, man.
I'm saying 44.
But disappear, and then yeah, it was crazy, crazy stuff.
You know what's so funny is it's a 40th episode, Cam. What are we doing for the 40th episode? And then we opened this episode and I forgot to announce that it's the 40th episode.
And I just thought that this was a good one because it's very, a lot of people talk about it, and it's just
everywhere.
It's everywhere, right? And kind of the basis.
One of the first questions I get.
Yeah.
With my clients.
Yeah, yours are yeah, I don't get that very often. I did actually get it at the last tea. Yeah. Somebody asked me about when they were going to meet their person or whatever, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if this is the right reading, but I did. Did
you answer?
I actually got an answer for them. So it was kind of crazy because it was just a mediumship reading, and they had to sit there and listen to their family members saying like, well, this is why, and they're like, oh, okay. So it was,
well, maybe that's why they asked, because they thought their family member would be like, this is when it's happening, and also smarten up.
Well, they had the questions before they came, and they were like, I got some questions. I said, let me do the reading first.
Wow. They were prepared.
Yeah. They had like all these questions. I'm like, I can't answer that. And then, there's one thing. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll see like if I can help you, but.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it was cool. So do you have a question?
I do not have a question, actually. I do have questions. I have 4 questions here, but like I didn't pick one specifically for this one. Do you want me to quickly pull one out of the 4 I've written down?
Sure.
right
We'll
now.
do a quick one.
There's not, I don't have anyone, like, I don't have a question that is romantically, like, there's
Doesn't
no
matter.
romance question here. No,
None
right?
of this
Okay.
can be really romantic. You just said that at the beginning.
You know what? Okay, then I'm gonna ask this one about kids, okay? Because this one I've held on is about kids.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I know that you guys have mentioned that you choose kind of who to reincarnate with. Actually, did we? Maybe.
Well, that would be part of the soul.
Do you-
Soul.
oh,
Mhm.
yes, you're right. We did touch upon it. Okay. Do you think that that includes children?
1
Yes.
bazillion %.
100. And you know what? I feel like it includes children more than
Yeah.
anything.
Because you choose
Before the parents, before.
when you are born, before you're born, you chose your parents. So you don't like them, you chose them. So there's a reason.
Chosen for a reason.
You chose them.
It's the same thing with your kids. Your kids.
Yes.
They chose you specifically. Why? You figure that
Because you
out.
have the lessons.
It's a good question.
You have the lessons for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have asked that for the Mother's Day episode. Why did I not ask that one for that?
No. Anywho.
Anyway, but it's true. Kim is right. You do. You know, it's a theory that you decide. You know, as a soul up there, who your parents are going to be. And the whole thing I like about that is that I've read, and I think it's true just based on because of my relationship with my children. They decide because you teach them and they teach you, and they expose your wounds as a parent. Man, do they expose your wounds as a parent and your demons and your traumas. And I think they do it in the way so that you could get rid of them, like a final healing
Yeah.
with that. I think that is most powerful. And I think that what a lot of children, if you're paying attention, they are in your life to expose that so that you work on it and don't repeat it with them.
Drive you mofo crazy in the meantime, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they have to. That's a rule. When they get a certain age, you don't have a choice. They all have to do that. That's the rule, I think.
Yeah. It
Oh, 13, time to go nuts.
13. Jeez Louise. I think mine started at 10. It was brutal.
I was gonna say, you know what? Now it's like 11 or 10. It's 11 or 10 now.
It's
Why?
crazy. Crazy.
Oh my God.
And then you got the ones where you got like in different levels. So you got some parents that are going through, like mothers going through like menopause, perimenopause, and then they got their teen girls going through like their beginning of cycles, and then you got all these cycles all over the place. And my gosh, like just throw chocolate in a room and run away, really, when it comes time for the teenagers. Like, God.
Bolt the door.
Yeah, like teenagers, like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We'll finish this maybe on the next episode. We'll maybe dive a little bit deeper. Answer some questions, because Kim's right. This is a big episode. People, this is all over. It's all over. This is all over social media. It's everywhere. People talk about it. It's on podcasts. It's everywhere. So it was Kim's idea to do this for the 40th episode, and I do think that it was a good one.
Yeah, and
one
like
still.
even if you want to go TikTok or something, you put that in your algorithm. It's going to be bang, bang,
Woo!
bang, bang, and there's like
Everything.
everybody and their dog knows about twin flames. So
That's right.
Just be very discerning, and whatever resonates with you. And with that, I have been making little videos and posting them. So
Which is
on
going to be on
TikTok.
YouTube. Check our YouTube.
And yeah, I'm doing them, and hopefully if you enjoy them, you let us know. Let me know if there's anything you want to talk about. Same with this, please, please, please. Like, that's why we're here. We're not here just to talk to each other, even though it's very fun for us to do this.
That is fun.
We are also, there's a purpose to it. So
Yes.
go onto YouTube and subscribe. Let's get those subscribers up, please. And then hit the little bell.
Yeah.
58.
Oh, 58. Wow.
We need more.
Okay, we need more. Kim needs more. Let's go.
My
people.
kiddo has over 500. So come on, man.
What?
Yeah. He told me,
we
but
need
Mom,
more.
I've been doing it for a
Then
long
we'll-
time. I'm like, anyhow. So, yes, subscribe, hit the little bell so it'll come up. I've had people say, oh, it doesn't tell me. Hit that. Same thing, Spotify. Give us a 5 stars. And tell us
Thumbs up.
what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Just let us know. Send us messages. If you don't like it, send us a message first.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
If you don't want us to say your name, put anonymous. We will, as you know, when I read things, I read them. If you want them to be anonymous, I'll say anonymous. So I have to worry about that.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us this week of our 40th
Thank you.
40th episode anniversary or whatever you want to call it. What is that, like 10 months? Ooh.
Has it been 10 months?
Yeah, maybe.
September, October,
Oh, we
November,
started in
December,
August.
January, March, April, May. 9 months.
We started in August.
Did we start in Yeah, we did start the last weekend of August. You're
17th
right.
or
Because we
something.
did that. August 17th, my kid's birthday.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next
Thank
week.
you, everybody. We will see you next week. We'll continue the episode. Have a phenomenal week ahead of you, and we'll see you then.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.